Welcome to the Cafe Orsini Pinguini.
I'm Joe, the Big Bear.
And I am Carlo, the Singing Penguin. For nearly 40 years, we have hosted an annual Christmas party for our families.
We bake the traditional Christmas pastries of Carlo's Italian family and my Midwestern family.
And we'd like you to join us. We are going to start this year with a very simple Italian cookie called
Ossa da Mordere,
which means bones to nibble on, or cookie bones.
And here is how to do it. Hi, this afternoon we're going to make Ossa da Mordere, or cookie bones, from an Italian recipe Carlo got from his family. So my job as the sous chef is to make sure that all the equipment is out that we need. So here's our mixer, the cups, the flour and sugar, butter, eggs, 2 mixing bowls, some milk, measuring spoons, a rolling pin, and a surface to work on. So what I'm going to begin today is cutting the butter and putting it in here. So that Carlo can cream it later. Okay. And then a cup of sugar. That was 1 cube of butter. One cup of sugar. Then I'm going to move over to the eggs. 1 egg yolk, 2 eggs, and now we are ready for Carlo to begin his work, and see you later.
In our next step,
The last thing I have to do is turn on the oven. 350, start. So we're ready.
We're going to be mixing and kneading, so it's a good idea to take off any rings you're wearing. I'm removing my wedding ring, and I'm going to put it somewhere safe with someone I trust. So Bo is going to hold the ring for me. Well, we're back. Now that Joe has done all the hard work, the penguin is here to do the fun stuff. But I do want to point out that while we were gone, Joe put out 2 cookie trays for us aligned with parchment. If you don't have parchment, you can use grease, spray, or flour and butter. They're all good, but I happen to like the parchment. This is what I call a bowl and roll recipe. First 2 things we do are mix 2 bowls of ingredients, and then we roll the dough that we make from that. So first bowl is our sugar and butter, which we are going to cream for about 3 or 4 minutes or so, something like that. The dough will, the butter and cream doesn't have to be really smooth. It just has to be thoroughly mixed. So let's try. Okay, now I said 1.5 cups flour. It's actually 2.5 cups flour. And I normally add a little bit first and finish it off. So here's the 2nd cup of flour, total 2.5 cups. All right. Now, if I haven't confused you now, I'll try harder later. So let's mix this. Now, as you can see, it didn't take very long. And if I tilt the batter, you can see that it looks a little like cornmeal. And that's exactly what you want. It still has little chunks of butter in it that are hard, and that's good. So now we take the bowl, the 2nd bowl of eggs, and beat it just a little bit. We're not trying to whip them, just mix them. And we add the eggs to the dry ingredients. Simple. And to the eggs, we add the 4 tablespoons of milk that Joe was kind enough to set up for us earlier. We can mix it either by hand or with the low speed of the mixer. It starts off looking too dry, but it isn't. Just keep going gently and it will all come together. Ooh, nice. Okay, I'm covering it. I'm trying to get the blades clean. I don't want to waste any of that nice dough. So here, let me use my just freshly washed fingers to get the delicious dough off of the blades here and onto the bowl. Very good. I'll put the blades here and the teddy bears will get to lick them. It's one of the perks for watching the wedding ring. A little stir. Ah, nice feel. Okay. So now we go in with the hands, with the fingers, squish it around a little bit. It will all come together in a nice ball. And you can clean the sides of the bowl with the dough. Scrape off any residue. Excellent. So a little bit of flour onto the bowling board. Don't need a lot. Okay. And just turn that over. All right. Now I'm clearing the decks here because I use a big rolling pin. This is the traditional Italian rolling pin. We also use it for pasta as well as cookies. So, batter down, and we begin to just roll gently. The dough, as you can see, is not really too dry, and it's not really super wet either. It's just comfortable. If you feel that it's sticking a little bit, just sprinkle a little flour on it, roll it out. The shape isn't exactly anything to worry about because you're going to be using a cookie cutter. But get it to about a comfortable 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. Maybe a little thinner is okay, a little thicker is okay too. But this is good right here. All right, so here's my cutter, my little bone. I'm going to start at the end. Just press down, pull up, press down, pull up, etc. This, of course, is the easy and fun part. If you have kids around, they can do this and have a grand time. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of them right now. Okay. Now, just doing two rows of them that fit together comfortably down the center of the pad. And as you can see, they come out really neatly. Just put them on your board. And you may not have a cookie cutter like this. That's fine. There's a way to do it yourself. Take a good sharp knife and run down in a straight line and about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches is better, parallel to that, cut another line. So we'll just get this guy out of the way here, because we're going to use it in a later batch. And cut a segment that's about 3 inches, maybe almost 4 long, like that. And on each side, cut a 1/2 inch deep straight in, and you just pull out those edges, and it looks a little weird now, but when you bake it, it looks like a bone. It's a more rural and less urban bone. That is also a traditional way of making these things. By the way, it's not just, penguin fancy. So, some people actually make little ball-like shapes out of these cut ends, so that it looks like, the rounded parts of bones. You can do that too. See, I'm doing it here. It makes a thicker cookie at the ends, and that's fine too. I like the dog bones because when I was a child, I used to love dog biscuits. So there you go. Some things you never recover from. All right, so let's just fill this cookie sheet. All right, I'm just about finished putting the first batch of cookies onto the cookie tray. And Joe will pop them in the oven. And while they're baking, we'll fill another tray or so, maybe 2.
Okay, there we go. Now, how long is it? Timer sets for
15 minutes.
There we go. Well, happy breakfast from the Cafe Orsini Pinguini. Yesterday we made our cookie bones, and today I'm going to dip it in my coffee. For breakfast, it's delicious. It's also delicious in red wine for afternoon delights.